Good morning. Today is Wednesday. I've just about got my voice back. My throat started going really croaky yesterday. I hope you can hear me. I'm actually under a flyover. I'm in this less than desirable skate park, but I kind of came here because it reminds me of being a kid. Obviously I used to be really into skateboarding. I've got an old school 80s skateboard still, excuse me, that's a Power Peralto. It's the laughing, what's it called? The laughing hand, I think it's called. And it's proper, like proper OJ2 wheels on it. Honestly, I can just about ride it in a straight line now, but back in the day I wasn't too bad as a skateboarder. Anyway, so today I feel okay. Didn't have a particularly good night's sleep. Had quite a rough day yesterday, as obviously you would have seen in my video. By the way, I do work. Okay, so I'm just not including anything that I do work-wise in these videos. These aren't about my work. My work I have separate videos for. These are about how I feel on a daily basis. So I do work, but I have clients and I have little breaks and I have different days where I have different amounts of clients. Also, at the moment it's holiday season, so a lot of people are obviously off, so I'm much less busy than I normally would be. So yeah, today I feel okay. I'm just gonna go for a walk. And then I'll check in with you in a bit, but so far not too bad. Catch you in a bit. So just while I'm walking along, I was just thinking, like, you know what, I don't know how many people will see these videos, but you know what, if just one person gets some use out of the videos that I make, then it's all worth it. At the end of the day, this is just about, you know, documenting what it's like living with this illness. And as I said before, it is an illness, it's as simple as that. And you know, if it helps somebody to just make themselves feel better, because sometimes we feel quite alone, like we feel like, oh, is it just me that feels like that? When, do you know what, it's not. There's so many other people that feel like that. Unfortunately, as men especially, and I'm not trying to be sexist, but we just tend not to speak about these things. So what I was thinking while I was walking along is there any sort of anything specific that any of you guys would like to know about, any sort of coping mechanisms? Because I am keeping this so real at the moment, it's just more documentation of how I'm sort of feeling, just to give people a perspective of what it's like living like this. And actually what I've just realized is that, you know, this should be a helpful video. It shouldn't just be about me saying just how I feel, because that's not what the purpose of this was completely for. That's the overall, but not, you know, effectively we want to try and get to people so they're in a place where they feel good, right? So, you know, if there's anything that you want to ask, if there's anything in particular that you think would be helpful, just drop it down into the comments, let me know, and I'll be really more than happy to help, or even make a video on that particular thing. So if there's something in particular, so if you're someone that suffers in a certain way and you want to know or see if I can assist it, I mean, I might not be able to, but I can certainly try. Put some comments in the link in the description below, and I'll see what I can do. Catch you in a bit. So I'm just approaching the local caravan park. There's a camping and caravan park, which you can see coming up into shot over here. And do you know what? When my daughter laughs at me, but I've been taking my daughter to like a static caravan park in Hemsby, near Great Yarmouth in Norfolk, for years, since she was about 2.5 years old. And I've always said to Summer, my daughter, that when I'm older, like heading towards retirement age, I want to buy either a tourer, like a touring caravan, or a static one. Well, no, a tourer, and like that sort of thing there, like a touring caravan, and travel around and just stay at campsites and just meet lovely people. Because I walk past here quite often, and you hear people laughing and joking and having barbecues, and it just seems like a really nice community. And isn't it funny how as you get older your views and your wants change? But yeah, so this is just really peaceful, right? So yeah, just thought I'd let you know, just a bit of useful information. And you're waking up to this sort of view every day, right? Can't beat it, can you? Seriously, right? Nature is the best place to be when you're feeling rough or feeling low or feeling down. Just get out and experience the nature and just breathe in the air. Trust me, it's therapeutic. It works. give it a try, right? So one of my most favourite movies as a kid, I'm such an 80s kid, is a movie called Thrashin, which has got Josh Brolin in it, and he was the guy from the Goonies, the brother on the Goonies, and this here, the skate park here, yeah, this is basically more like what was in the movie, and yeah, so yeah, it's a bit more like his kids over here saying, "Am I famous?" Not really, no. So yeah, just trying to show you this skate park is a bit more real, right? A bit more like the other one was a bit rough, wasn't it? Nice. Go on. Don't want to hit you. No, you're fine. Well done. Good work. Boys, introduce yourselves.
Curtis.
How old are you, buddy?
11.
Caden.
Age?
13. Archie. 13.
Cool. What's your message to the world?
Be happy.
Yeah. Always believe in yourself.
Say that again, buddy.
Always believe in yourself.
Good, nice one, yeah. Good words. Okay, so that was a really unexpected turn of events. Actually, do you know what? Sometimes it's the smallest things in life that make you smile. That has absolutely just made my day. So you'll see in the video when I upload it that I was being interrupted. I was trying to film the skate park, but trying to be a bit discreet, because at the end of the day, these are someone's kids, someone's children that are there. I mean, they were sort of young teenagers, but at the end of the day, the way the world is now, you got to be really careful, right? And I didn't want to intrude. I just wanted to try and capture some footage. I was talking about Thrashin, about how it's one of my favourite films, and I was looking at the skate park, and it just reminds me of that. And then these kids were going, "Oh, hey, mate, are you famous?" And I was like, no. And they're like, you're famous. I was like, no, I'm not famous. So it was just quite funny, like, bless them. Like, obviously everyone wants to be a YouTube star, right? And so they all wants to be on YouTube. Anyway, so I'm going to upload some footage of them. They've given me permission to do so. They were just doing a few tricks and stuff. And bless them, they kept trying to land them and they couldn't land them. And I said, no pressure, boys. And anyway, you'll see it because I upload it. But I just said, what's your message to the world? And actually, I wasn't expecting the answer that some of them gave. And that's not me judging them because they're only teenagers, but they come up with some really nice responses. You'll see it anyway. But yeah, that's proper made my day. That's really like lifted my spirits. And it just shows you sometimes, you know what, like there are some nasty people in this world, but there are also some really nice people and really decent people. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the footage. I'll put some clips of the boys on their scooters and that in this footage. Takeaways for you guys: if you're feeling down, if you're feeling low, get out 100%. Please don't just sit indoors and mope. And I know that's easy. Well, no, it's not easy for me to say, actually. That's a lie, because I'm there and I live that life. So actually, it's probably easier from someone outside to say that. That's what I should have said. Definitely get out. Like, I'm out now walking. I've been walking for about an hour. And I can't tell you how much better I feel just for being out. Yes, of course, the sun's out. It's getting really warm, actually. It's about, I haven't got my phone in, but it's about 1 o'clock, I think. Oh, that's the other thing. So, get out and go for a walk. If you can, leave your phone at home. I cannot tell you how amazingly nice it's been with that thing not going off. Now, I have to have my phone for my business, and I'm so appreciative for all the loyalty and support that I get from my boxing academy. However, there are times when I just want to not be on my phone, and this is one of those occasions, and I'm lucky enough to just spend the last hour or so without that phone. Now when I get back, I've got to pick it up, and it would have gone off a few times, and there'll be inquiries and stuff, but just to have that little break away from it. But more than anything, from your eyes as well. Like, if you think about it, we was not made for mobile phones. We wasn't. Like, the blue light that the mobile phones emits is not good for us, right? Also, this is a personal thing, but if it helps you, then please use it. Just limit your time on your phone. Like, maybe, really cliche and easy to say, but maybe get to, like, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the evening. Put the phone on silent, as long as you know that if people need you for an emergency or whatever, they can ring you. You know, rather than be sitting on your phone scrolling. I was watching a program on YouTube the other day about phone addiction or electronic device addiction, and there was someone on there, I think it was in America, it doesn't matter where it was, but anyway, and there's a guy actually, so he had a mobile phone, a tablet and a laptop, all three things on the go at the same time, and he was literally flitting between one and the other. So he'd pick up his phone, like share something, take a picture, then upload it, then look at it on his laptop, then look at it on his tablet, then he was doing something else here and doing something else there. And I was like, wow. And he spent, I think it was something like up to 16 hours a day on mobile devices. He ended up going to like a clinic to actually get, because it's classed as an addiction, right? It was a technology addiction or something, mobile device addiction. Anyway, so phones away if you can. Limit your time on them. Get out in the fresh air. Go for a walk. Stay positive. Again, that's not said off the cuff because that's an obvious thing. Stay positive. Things can get better, but sometimes you have to make them better, you know. And I could have stayed in today, and because I've got an easy day today. I've got no clients now because, as I alluded to earlier, they're all on holiday. My Wednesdays, I usually finish on Wednesday afternoon quite early anyway, so that's not out of the ordinary. But now I've got nobody, no clients, so I get to spend the rest of the day wandering around, and I'm gonna go to the supermarket in a minute, make some food. Hope that helps. Catch you in a bit. Let's talk about what it's like to be in a relationship, be a friend with, be a family member with someone who suffers with anxiety and depression and mental health issues. So I have done a separate video actually, but I think it's relevant to pop it in this video as well. Now, as someone, if you're friends with someone who suffers, they can seem to be unreliable, selfish, very selfish, bit flaky, bit flighty, and I will tell you what I mean by that. I'm bad with words sometimes. So what I mean by that is that, and again, I say this on my separate video, so there is another video if you want to watch that separately, and it's titled Living with Someone Who Suffers with Anxiety. So, and it's really helpful for the partner or the friends or the family of someone who suffers, right? So it's more about the support mechanism that you have around you. We will seem really, really flaky. We will seem unreliable. And what happens with that, and I've been referred to before as being unreliable, and I 100% understand why people would suggest that. Trust me, it's not through choice, but there are times when we will bail on you lastminute.com. And actually the reason we do it is because we may have social anxiety, we may be having a particularly bad episode we might have heart palpitations. I get real bad heart palpitations, where to the point where I can see my chest moving, right, and I can hear my heartbeat in my ears. It's awful. There's been many times when I thought I was having a heart attack. Trust me, you know, I've had panic attacks. I've had some awful panic attacks over the last 10 years, and touch wood, I don't have them anymore, so luckily. So yeah, so just bear in mind, right, that we are not the most reliable people, and we definitely come across extremely selfish. Now, the reason for that is because we don't like change, okay? We don't. Because it's a bit like, you know, you get in that sort of comfort zone and it's safe, right? So you're getting a bit of a safety net, and you know something, or are going to a particular place or a particular surrounding, or going somewhere at a certain time, maybe, because especially if we've got social, if you think about it, right, social anxiety, if you go somewhere it's really busy at a certain time. I'm not great in crowds, like, I'm not great. I'm all right, but I'm not great. And sometimes if I go somewhere and we're going somewhere I haven't been before, I can get really nervous about it. I can be like a bit tentative and a bit like on edge. As crazy as that sounds, I'm a grown-ass man, I'm 46 years old. Why the hell would I be frightened about going out somewhere new, right? Just part of the anxiety. It is what it is, it builds. So try not to give us too much of a hard time. We do bad on people. We can seem unreliable. We can seem extremely selfish and self-centered. We're not doing it on purpose. It's part of the illness, right? Anyway, I hope that helps. It might help you understand your partner or your friend or your family member or someone like that. If they appear to be some of those things that I've just said, maybe just take a little step back first before you go, oh my God, they're a nightmare, they're flaky, and they've bailed on us again. There's probably a reason why, and it might be worthwhile just having a quick chat with them. Hope that helps. So I'm going to close today's video out Wednesday on a high. Actually, it's turned out to be a very good day. It's one of those days where the proof that you can turn things around. So I woke up this morning very croaky, feeling quite rough actually, feeling quite negative about the day ahead. And I've as I alluded to earlier, that I've turned it around myself. So I could have spent all day at home moping around because I've got a day off today and not doing a lot. I chose to get out of the house, went for a 2-hour walk, as you saw from earlier, and I've made a few phone calls, managed to make a new connection for my business, which has been amazing actually. So someone reached out to Facebook actually, and said they was looking for someone to train. It's a girl guide actually, and is there anyone that's around that could teach that's up to 30 kids, they're all girls, aged between, I think it's 10 and 14, something like that, some self-defense. So someone put my name forward and I got tagged in the link. Anyway, cut long story short, I've spoken to the lady, the girl guide instructor, and we've arranged it. So in September I'm going to go to their vicinity and to the girl guides hall and teach up to 30 kids a little bit of self-defense. So I mean, it's brilliant. So actually it just shows you that sometimes, you know, you have to go out and put yourself out there a little bit. Life isn't easy at the best of times. You've got to try and make the best of it you can. I've just been and had a coffee, sat in a place called Ferrero Lounge, which is, I just call it Ferrero, but that's a chocolate, isn't it? But it's called Ferrero Lounge, and I go there quite a lot actually, and it's really nice, and it's air conditioned, and I went there because it's quite quiet, and then ironically a group of about 12 people come and sat directly behind me who were having a few bevies. So I ended up putting my headphones on, so it was fine. I went on YouTube and done a few things, and anyway, and just quickly on YouTube, I didn't set up a YouTube channel to be a YouTuber or to have a YouTube channel. I just kind of set it up because I thought it'd be cool, right? But actually I've just been sitting and going through my channel and looking at the analytics and stuff, and I don't want to get too in depth with it because I don't really understand it all. But for me, I want to make sure these videos, I mean, earlier on I said as long as, you know, if it helps one person, well actually that's sort of a lie. I want to help 2 people, I want to help 3 people, I want to help 4 people, and so on. So actually I now need to sit down and look at and go through my settings and see what's going on with it, because I need to make sure these videos reach the correct people. And I'm just like a complete virgin when it comes to knowing what the hell I'm doing when it comes to how I set that up. Anyway, hopefully you see this video. Hopefully I can change the settings and stuff, and it will reach more people than I first intended to. Have a great rest of the Wednesday evening. I'm going to drive home now. I'm going to just chill out for the rest of the night. I'm going to get quite an early night because I have a 5 AM start tomorrow. It's turned out to be a really, really productive, positive day actually. So stay strong. You can turn this around. Mental health does not have to own you. You can own it. Take care. See you tomorrow.